Hello friends, in this session I explain conventional encryption models. A conventional encryption model is also referred as symmetric encryption or single key encryption. It was the only type of encryption in use prior to develop of public key encryption. It remains by far the most widely used of the two types of encryptions. When the two parties communicate to each other to transfer a intelligible or sensible message referred to as plain text is converted into actually random garbage for security purpose referred to as ciphertext. The process of changing the plaintext into ciphertext is referred to as encryption. The encryption process consists of an algorithm and a key. The key is a value independent of the plaintext. So, based on that, first I explain some basic terms which is used in conventional model. So, first is plain text. Plain text means information that can be directly read by human or a machine. Plain text is a historic term predating computers when encryption was only used for hard copy text. Nowadays, it is associated with many formats, including music, movies, and computer programs. Plain text is a term used in cryptography that refer to a message before encryption or after decryption. That is, it is a message in a form that is easily readable by humans. So, in simple words, plain text is a human understandable message. It can be any language in which sender and receiver can easily communicate with each other. So, second is what is ciphertext? A ciphertext means the encrypted message which human or machine cannot understand directly. So, in simple word, ciphertext is a non-understandable or non-readable message which generates to protect original message. So, unauthorized person cannot read the content directly and original message is safe to unauthorized user. Next term is what is encryption? Encryption means it is the process of converting message to make them unreadable in the absence spatial knowledge. It is usually done for privacy and typically for confidential communications. It can also be used for authentications, like the process of confirming the identity of an individual or a transmission. Encryption is the process of converting plain text to ciphertext. Occasionally, you may see it's called as encipherment. So, in simple words, encryption is a process of converting plain text message to non-readable message for unauthorized person. In encryption, we can use algorithm or some techniques to convert plain text message to non-readable format. Now, next is decryption. So, what is decryption? Decryption is the opposite to encryption. Means it is the process of conversion of encrypted data into plain text. Ciphertext is a message after encryption or before decryption. The process of reverting ciphertext to plain text is occasionally called as decipherment. So, in simple word, decryption is a process of converting non-readable message to plain text message for authorized person. In decryption, we can use algorithm or some techniques to convert non-readable format to plain text message. Now, next term is a cipher. A cipher means is the mathematics techniques or algorithm to convert plain text message into ciphertext and reverting ciphertext to plain text. So, in simple word, it is a programming code or algorithm, or we can say mathematical technique which convert plain text message to non-readable message, or we can say cipher means that reverting non-readable message or ciphertext to readable message. So I hope you can understand these basic terms. Now I have discussed what is cryptography. A cryptography is the art and science of achieving security by encoding message to make them non-readable. Cryptographic systems are generally classified along three independent dimensions. First is type of operations used for transforming plain text to ciphertext. Means all the encryption algorithms are based on two general principles. Like first one is substitutional techniques, in which each element in the plain text is mapped into another elements. And second one is transposition. Means in transportation, elements in the plain text are rearranged. Then next is the number of keys used. Means if the sender and receiver use same key, then it is said to be a symmetric key or single key or conventional encryptions. Or if the sender and receiver used different key, then it is said to be a public key encryption or asymmetric key encryptions. Next is the way in which the plain text is processed. Means in that two techniques are available. First is a block cipher process. Means the input and block of element at a time, producing output block for each input block. And second is stream cipher process. In this, the input element continuously producing output element one at a time as it goes along. Now I explain cryptography with example. Cryptography is a process of converting readable message to non-readable or non-understandable message, which generate to protect original message. So, unauthorized person cannot read the content directly, and original message is safe to unauthorized user. So, we can say that a sender A generate a message. It is an original message. Message is good morning and send to receiver B. So, in cryptography technique, first we have select encryption techniques like substitution techniques or transposition techniques. Based on that technique, we have generate key for the encryption and convert our readable message to non-readable message. This process is systematic and well structured, means it can convert readable message to non-readable message based on particular algorithm or mathematic techniques. Here we can know encryption algorithm and key. Okay? So this process is called systematic and well structured. I hope you can understand the cryptography. Now I explain cryptanalysis. A cryptanalysis means is the technique of decoding message from a non-readable format back to readable format without knowing how they were initially converted from readable format to non-readable format. The process of attempting to discover original message or key or both is known as cryptanalysis. The strategy used by the cryptanalysis depends on the nature of the encryption schema or which type of schemes and the informations available to the cryptanalysis. There are various types of cryptanalysis attacks based on the amount of information known to the cryptanalysis. The first is ciphertext only, means a copy of ciphertext alone is known to the cryptanalysis. Next one is known plaintext, means the cryptanalyst has a copy of the ciphertext and the corresponding plaintext. Next one is chosen plaintext, means the cryptanalyst gains temporary access to the encryption machines. They cannot open it to find the key. However, they can encrypt a large number of suitable chosen plaintext and try to use resulting ciphertext to assume the key. Next one is chosen ciphertext, means the cryptanalyst obtained temporary access to the decryption machine, use it to decrypt several strings of symbols and try to use the result to deduct the key. Now I explain cryptanalysis with example. We can know cryptanalysis is a process of converting non-readable message to plain text message for authorized user or authorized person. In cryptanalysis, we can use algorithm or some techniques to convert non-readable format to plain text message. So we can say that a sender A generates a message. It is the original message. Message is good morning and sent to receiver B, which we have seen in cryptography technique. Now, receiver B convert this message to its original form. So, in cryptanalysis technique, if receiver B has an authorized user, so in this case, user A is sent or tell receiver B a decryption process, or we can say a key. For the help of that, receiver B can easily converted non-readable message to readable format. If receiver B is not an authorized user, then it can guess or apply different algorithm and mathematic techniques to convert non-readable message into readable message. So it's called trial and error based technique. So I hope you can understand a crypt analysis technique. Now I explain what is cryptology. A cryptology is a combination of cryptography and crypt analysis. Means in cryptology we have used that types of techniques which is used to convert plain text to ciphertext and ciphertext to plain text with different algorithms and mathematic techniques. Now I discuss the conventional encryption model. It can be referred conventional or private key or single key model. In this model, sender and receiver share a common key. So, starting with discussion on this model, we are know the basic terms like plain text means the original message that everyone can understand. Second is ciphertext means the coded message or unreadable form of message. Next one is cipher means a algorithm for transforming plain text to ciphertext. Next one is key means information which is used in cipher known only to sender or receiver means one type of key. With help of this we have provide security to our message. Next one is encipher or we can say encrypt or encryption means converting plain text to ciphertext. Then next one is decipher or we can say decrypt or decryption means recovering ciphertext from plain text. Next one is cryptography means study of encryption principle or methods means in which we have convert readable data to unreadable form. Next one is cryptanalysis or we can say code breaking means the study of principle or methods of deciphering cipher text without knowing key means in which way of we have convert unreadable data into readable forms. Then next one is cryptology, means the field of both cryptography and cryptanalysis. Now, see in figure here, the original message referred to as plaintext is converted into actually random garbage referred to as ciphertext, means converted readable data into unreadable form. This encryption process consists of an algorithm and a key. Here, the key is a value independent of the plaintext. Changing the key change the output of the algorithm. Now, with the help of encryption, the ciphertext is produced and it may be transmitted. Based on the response, the ciphertext can be transformed back to the original plaintext by using a decryption algorithm and the same key that was used for encryptions. Now, security depends on the several facts. First, the encryption algorithm must be powerful enough that is impractical to decrypt a message on the basis of ciphertext alone. Beyond that, the security depends on the privacy of the key, not the privacy of the algorithm. For that, two requirements for secure use of symmetric encryption model, or we can say conventional encryption model. First one is a strong encryption algorithm is required, and second is a secret key known only to sender or receiver. So we can write equation like y is equal to e k from x or base of x, and x is equal to dk of y. Here E is encryption, D is decryption, K is key, X is a plaintext message, and Y is non-readable message, or we can say encryption message. For that, we have assumed encryption algorithm is known implies a secure channel to distributed key. For that, a source produce a message in plain text like x is equal to x1, x2, or up to xm. Here, m are the number of letters in the message. A key of the form k is equal to k1, k2, up to kj is generated. If the key is generated at the source, then it must be provided to the destination by means of some secure channel. With the message X and the encryption key K as input, the encryption algorithms forms the ciphertext Y is equal to Y1, Y2, Yn. This is this is can express as y is equal to ek of x. The intended receiver in the control of the key is able to invert the transformations x is equal to dk of y, and opponents observing y but not having access to k or x may attempt to recover x or k or both. It assumes that the opponents know the encryption and decryption algorithm. If the opponent is interested in only this particular message, then the focus efforts is to recover X by generating a plaintext estimate. Often, if the opponent is interested in being able to read further message as well, in which case an attempt is made to recover K by generating an estimate. Now I again explain this model in simple terms. Now see this figure is that sender sent a message to receiver with insecure convention or insecure channel. For that, sender convert plain text message X into non-readable form. So it can apply a unique algorithm and key which perform encryption process. So it can write like y is equal to e of k comma x. Here e is encryption, k is key of algorithm, x is plaintext message, and y is non-readable message. Now, sender send Y message to receiver. Here, Y is encryption message or non-readable message. So, unauthorized person cannot understand it. Up to this process is performed sender side. Now, we have seen in receiver side process. Now receiver receive a non-readable message and it can convert that message into readable form with decryption algorithm and secret key which is used by sender. So it process like x is equal to d of k comma y. Here d is decryption, K is key, X is plain text message, and Y is non-readable message. So based on decryption process, receiver convert non-readable message into readable form. So I hope you can understand this model. Now I explain what is crypto systems. Cryptographic systems are characterized along three independent dimensions. Okay. First one is the type of operation used for transforming plain text to ciphertext. Means all encryption algorithms are based on two general principles. First one is substitutions, means in which each element in the plain text, or we can say bit, letter, group of bits or letters, is mapped into another element, and transposition techniques in which elements in the plain text are rearranged. The fundamental requirement is that no information be lost, or we can say that all operations are reversible. Most systems referred to as product systems involve multiple stages of substitutions and transpositions. Now, second one is the number of key used, means in both sender and receiver use the same key. The system is referred to as symmetric, or we can say single key, or we can say secret key or conventional encryptions. If the sender and receiver use different key, the system is referred to as asymmetric, or we can say two key or public key encryptions. Now, next one is the way in which the plain text is processed. For that, a block cipher process the input one block of element at a time. and producing a output block of each input block. And the next one is a stream cipher process, means the input element continuously producing output one element at a time as it go along. So thank you friends watching this video. I hope you can understand all the definitions and conventional models. Thank you.